Running round like dollars in the wind, bending over backwards just to let you in. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. Yeah, I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and now and now and now and never. I was putting in the I was putting in I'm sick of fighting the things that you said. I don't wanna burn all our bridges ahead. I'm tired of going to bed when you left me on red just to turn up the noise in my head. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and never. I was putting in the putting in the go on, myself. I'm cold steel stainless. My glass half full. Always said don't suffer no fools. Serpents daydream. I bite, you call me lovely. Got a sweet tooth. Gonna get the sugar from you. When they say I'm a machine gun, I take it as a compliment. Honey, you should know I can be a weapon. I can be a weapon. I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight?
Hello everybody and welcome to some super fun Overwatch games. I'm Crow, I'm joined by Max, and we're going to be bringing you UTD versus Utah Utes. This is, I don't remember the week exactly, but it is part of OWCC, and the Utes have been playing really well so far this series, so I'm excited to see how things are going to shake out.
Yeah, they are 7-2. UTD is currently 6-3. We're expecting a back-to-back-to-back 3-game banger.
Absolutely. Best of 3, and we better go to that third game.
Yeah, I want to see 3 games here. There's nothing more exciting than seeing some real Overwatch clashing, some real button clicking, some mouse movements.
Clicking heads, killing enemies. What can we say? And no better place to do that than Ilios Lighthouse.
This is where champions are crowned, boys become men, girls become women, and UTD becomes champions.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it. And honestly, second best Ilios map, in my opinion. Not the worst one.
Yeah, well.
Well. Oh, well. I have nightmares about it every day.
And we'll see if he's joking, but currently Skyward's on the Torbjorn. Okay, he's already off, thank goodness.
I was going to say, I've seen some fruitful Torb gameplay at this level, but I'm just not sure that it's like the opening pick. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's the move.
Yeah, it seems like a desperation pick more than anything.
Yeah, the Kiriko Lucio, though, very standard pick at higher levels of Overwatch right now, at most levels of Overwatch, to be quite honest with you. Because that Kiriko cleanse is so big, and combined with the Lucio speed boost, I mean, your team's unstoppable.
Yeah, and I think another aspect is that both ults can be used offensively and defensively very well, and they can kind of flip fights. So, you know, the Kitsune Rush allows for Reaper to just become a menace to society, and for Lucio ult, it just, you know, allows for some stall, and also if you pop it on a push, you just become unstoppable for a bit. So tracking those ults is going to be really important going in here. Skyward already dashing in. He's going to get cleansed by Kiriko. And Abdallah is going to fall down early. Utah's just going to push into UTD and probably going to claim this first point.
That early pick on Abdallah was the foot in the door that the Utah Utes needed, that's for sure. We saw that Cash got pushed really, really low and got pushed into a corner there. Didn't really have a place to escape. And the big difference here is going to be that Genji. Oh, just kidding. Cash saw the Genji and was like, all right, we'll swap to that. Reaper didn't quite work out, especially to that Zarya.
Yeah, luckily with the new changes, he gets to keep some of that ult charge, so they're not that far behind on the switch. But yeah, we are seeing a mirror matchup here. Both teams opting into the Sojourn Genji as the pretty typical comp. Jukebox trying to deal with the flanking Genji just a bit as Cash picks up the Zarya and Skyward.
Cash finding 2, that is going to crack the point wide open for UTD. It looks like someone on the side of the Utah Utes. It is going to be that Lucio, Mew Mew dancing around for as long as it can, but it's just not long enough. Tin killing him, flipping that point. Kiriko going to attempt to escape with her life here.
Yeah, and notably, both Kitsune rushes are now up, and the grab is also up for Abdallah, so he does charge that up 25% faster than the Ute Zarya.
Yeah, not to mention Petal has that Sojourn ultimate, which is absolutely deadly. Kitsune going to come out really early, trade back and forth. Both Kirikos going down. Abdallah soon to follow, though. It is unfortunate. The Sojourn rifle in that Kitsune rush, even though it's just kind of a pellet gun, it charges the alternate click very, very quickly. And that is where Sojourn's true power lies.
Yeah, Petal falls down, so it's going to be a little bit of a stagger here. Utah going to pick up a little bit more charge than they probably expected with this. But as far as ults go, Utah did that without popping the grab, but now they are going to pop it. The Lucio ult's going to come out.
3 ults coming out right there. The Kitsune, the Lucio ultimate, the grab, and the Sojourn overclock from the side of the Utes. And the grab plus the Sojourn is just going to be enough to completely shut down that Kitsune rush and Lucio beat as soon as it starts to happen. So, I mean, both supports on UTD down to 1% on their all charges right now.
Yeah, but UTD is coming back with 2 offensive ults, so I'm hoping to see some good blade action. Cash had some pretty good success on this the past couple times I've watched these games, so hopefully he can have a game-changing play. And he is going to pop it.
Speaking of it, the blade is popped, but he's killed instantly by Hollow, who gets that charged shot onto his head. Skyward now moving in with that blade, and unfortunately, Cash just absolutely stopped where he stands. That is a failed push from UT Dallas, and the Utes are going to continue to tick this point up all the way to about 90%. And then furthermore, UT Dallas needs to kick into action here.
Yeah, I'm not sure UTD is going to be even able to touch at all. I mean, they're going to try to with Cash and Lucio, but I don't think they're actually going to be able to touch. He gets Lucio booped off, and that's the point. Utah Utes pick up the first point on Ilios.
That was insane teamwork by the DPS on the Utah Utes. I was about to call the Dragon Blade coming out from Cash, but it was over before it even started. And, you know, once you put both of those ultimates in and you find no utility with them, I think UT Dallas just kind of knew that round was over.
Yeah, casting those ults and just having absolutely nothing come out of it is a pretty nightmare scenario for UTD. So after that, not much positive outlook on the map. But going into this next this next map, we have Lighthouse, and or not Lighthouse. We have Well.
Everyone's favorite, the number one.
I'm a little sad we're not seeing the Roadhog trade here. I kind of want to see some hooks. I kind of want to see some people fall into the Well.
I think that it could be a really fun pick, the Roadhog, but I just don't think it would really find the utility it needs, especially, with those Zarya bubbles with the Genji deflect, which does deflect hook, which, you learn the hard way.
Yeah. Also for some reason deflects melees now, so especially like Reinhardt doesn't get the hit.
Really? I didn't realize that. Unfortunately, Petal, playing under the name It's Good, is going to be taken down first by Hollow, and then with that, Nosam going to move in on Abdallah, and unfortunately UT Dallas forced to run. Tin also going down. Hollow going to cap this point for the Utah Utes, and just like that, they take it from UTD without too much back push.
Yeah, UTD kind of got shoved back into spawn a little bit. Not going to see any comp changes, just going to believe in the system, trust the process. Hopefully it works out for UTD. They're going to push forward. Petal does get healed up right before it starts. The disruption field from Sojourn already out, so that's going to be a big defensive ability out for Utah already.
Yeah, Utah are playing a really good defense here, but it looks like the majority of UTD is going to be playing Coast, except for Cash, who gets picked off inside that side mini room. And I mean, the rest of UT Dallas just scrambling around inside this windmill on Coast, and it's not going to be enough. I mean, the cleanse coming out from Tin, but it's too little too late. Most of his team has already been killed, and UT Dallas not even able to build ultimates here. They are just getting absolutely farmed by the Utes right now.
Yeah, shoved back into the spawn for the second time this point. And 93 charge still, 100 charge still for Zarya, even after a full fight, is not something you like to see. Yeah, this is UTD's window right now because there was no bubbles up for No Sam, but you know that UTD does have to take some time, and Zarya's still at 100 charge. Gonna try to farm the backline. Oh my gosh, this Zarya plus this Genji is eliminating their backline.
There is the grab coming out, and with the charge, with this DPS, I mean, it is just UT Dallas can't get their feet under them. They're kind of scrabbling around right now. And we saw No Sam watch Tin use the cleanse on Kiriko and was like, it's time to grab now. You know, because there's just nothing you can do if Juke doesn't have beat at that point. I mean, luckily for UTD, the grab's not on the table during this next push, but it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not impossible. UTD is going to have 3 or 4, maybe 5 ults here for this fight, and we're going to see if they can actually cap this finally. Kitsune does get popped, and so does the beat for Utah.
Yep, both beats coming out soon after, as well as the grab from Abdallah, and Abdallah is going to find 2 kills off of this. This may be what UT Dallas needed, but the fight is not over. Tin is going to go down. That's just Lucio heals. Hopefully it is still enough. And indeed it will be. UTD flipping the point at 99%, but they invested 3 ultimates into that fight. That was a pricey point change.
Yeah, but crucially, UTD still does have 2 ults online. And they are pretty impactful ults, some would say. The Sojourn ult and the Dragon Blade are very useful ultimates. So UTD can hold this point. They just have to try to deflect the pressure from Skyward and No Sam.
Yep, and there is Petal coming out with the overclock. Tin actually going to be the one to finish off Mew Mew, though. I mean, when the Lucio doesn't have beat, this Sojourn ult becomes pretty free. It's just clicking heads. The head hitbox on that alternate fire is absolutely massive. So when it's charged up, it's over.
Yeah, it feels similarly sized to Hanzo's arrows.
I would agree.
You know, he used to shoot logs. They kind of nerfed it a little bit, but it's a little bit better now. So I think that Sojourn is still kind of difficult to hit, but definitely a lot easier than a lot of other champs.
Yeah.
Kitsune does get popped for Utah, and the Kiriko instantly falls, and 3 dead for Utah already, but yeah, that's 4, and then 2 fallen for UTD, 3 fallen, so it's still a fight that's going on. Petal is going to finish off the rest of Utah, and UTD is going to hold strong for this next push.
I think that the blading into Kitsune Rush was actually a really good call, because yes, you get that speed, but the pressure is just reapplied onto the Utah Utes there, and we did see a lot of good stuff coming out of Cash right there. So, I mean, great play, but unfortunately, you know, Sam wasn't going down without a fight and did find 3 on that Zarya. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out, seeing as Grab is going to be the only ult online for both sides. And there it is from Sam. I mean, Hollow just taking pot shots into that grab, and Abdallah is going to be the first to fall for the side of UT Dallas. Hollow dropping very low. Petal going to be able to find Mew Mew. It's still anybody's game, but the point is flipped at 99%. UT Dallas is going to have to continue to contest if they want to stay in this game. But it is going to be hard fought, that is for sure. Do manage to get a tap out of Cash, but it's just not quite going to be enough here. And there it is, the Utah Utes taking Ilios.
Yeah, Utah Utes pick up the first match, or the first game of the series. This is a best of 3, so there are possibly 2 more games for UTD to come back into this. There was some signs of life from UTD there. Some pretty good fights, some pretty good individual performances from Cash and Petal, and even some good kills from Tin Spire. Crucial pickups in the middle of fights. There was one on that map, Lighthouse, where he just climbed up the wall and insta-dinged the enemy, the enemy Kiriko.
Yeah.
So going into map 2, UTD has some positive outlook from that.
Absolutely. Map 2, traditionally a hybrid, and I'd imagine it's going to be the same here. I'm excited to see what the pick is going to be. We've been seeing a lot of King's Row.
A lot of King's Row.
So I would imagine it's going to be King's Row, which, you know, tried and true. Everyone's comfortable there. You
know, I used to play somewhat amateur Overwatch, and King's Row was my favorite on Goats.
Yeah.
Just because it felt like the map everybody knew the best. It felt like, you know, the Dust 2 of Counter-Strike, or the Bind of Valorant, or Summoner's Rift from League, the only map. But it just feels like, you know, the home
all of
turf.
those League maps.
Yes,
it's hard to keep track of them all.
Sometimes they put on a winter theme, but not for the past like 6 years.
True.
But yeah, I think King's Row, if it is King's Row, is the battleground. It's where you see like the most pure Overwatch.
Absolutely. It lets the mechanics, it lets the strategy shine. Yep. And I think that that's really important, because everyone knows every nook and cranny of the King's Row. So it is a perfectly equal playing field, and that just that's what makes it so fun.
Yeah, it's not like some of those maps where I'm playing it in Overwatch 2 and I stumble into a whole section of the map that I've never seen in my life.
This is a vital piece of information, but the other day I was exploring New Queen Street, right? Just to figure things out. And have you been... The egg house is one of the spawns, but like I just never looked at it. But it's like a cafe and it's egg themed.
Huh.
Anyway, and Anna went down there the other day and just like 4 of my teammates just jumped her in the egg house. And it's like my new favorite part of any of the new maps. I don't know. Anyways, egg house tangent. But that being said, I don't know if it's a hybrid, but if it is, I'm hoping for a King's Row. It's never a dull moment there.
Yeah, last time I saw Hollywood and that was pretty exciting.
Ooh, that is
Hollywood was
exciting.
fun. Yeah, Petal picked up a crazy 3K and I kind of like lost it in the middle of the cast. I stopped casting and started just reacting as a normal human would.
I mean, when you watching Petal's gameplay, it's hard not to a lot of the time.
Yeah,
know?
it's almost inhuman.
It's the hype of it all. It's the hype. I realized the other day I have not seen or played a Blizzard World game.
No, I don't think it's in the game.
Is it?
No.
Okay, that explains it because I'm like, where did it go?
I hated that map.
Really?
I really did not like Blizzard World.
I didn't hate it, but I sometimes think of Second Point and then I wake up in like a cold sweat. So what can I say?
First Point, I just always get stopped there for some reason, or like.
Oh, defense is so strong on first. Yeah.
It's a tough map to play. I remember so many times when new Torb came out, people would set up and just, I don't know, what, lava the point and you're just dead.
Yeah.
Set up high ground.
What are you gonna do?
You could do.
Yeah, I love the new push maps though. I'll be really good though. I think there's some really fun aspects of it, and I do always, as you said, I'm always stumbling and being like, there's a whole like another 3/4 of the map that I've just never seen before.
Yeah.
You know, I think that it gives some fun angles for sure.
When the game first came out, I was like, delete these from the game now. These are the worst things ever invented.
Yeah.
Created by the devil himself.
There's still.
They've grown on me.
They've grown on me as well. I think that it's a really fun concept. There's still some flaws that need to be ironed out with them, though. I feel.
Yeah.
Like especially Coliseo.
Yes, that map still kind of irks me. I like New Queen Street.
Yeah.
And I like Esperanza, or however you pronounce it. Those maps are pretty fun. But yeah, Coliseo is a nightmare.
I load into it and it gives me the same feeling that Volskaya Industries used to give me.
It's like you never really know if you've won the map. Like you could be pushed all the way and then you could just get really unlucky and lose the map in the last 20 seconds, which always feels bad.
Yeah, that's all push maps. But I knew it. My psychic powers kicked in for the King's Row pick, and here we are. And I wish I could say that we're going to see something like fun and interesting here, but I really don't think we are. And I think we're going to be sticking to this hyper meta comp. Yeah,
and while there might be some argument that hyper meta comps are a little bit boring, you know, as a GOATS embracer myself, I really do believe that the real fun of Overwatch comes with like really precise team play where you're trying to like micromanage these ult charges and try to win by margins, rather than, you know, it's like, oh, we got stomped, we need to switch. That just feels kind of bad. When it's like you're running the ideal comp and you're just hitting a brick wall, you're like, okay, there's something we can fix. There's some holes we can fill here.
I think that part of the fun of the pro play is, as you said, just like the Sojourn gets her ult 5% faster than the other Sojourn, and it's just, as you said, those margins that make the game so much fun. And you know, I do love the creativity that you can see in comps, but I really do think that is for a little bit lower level than what we're seeing today.
Yeah. Overwatch is a game of margins that I very much enjoy. Team play, Overwatch is peak video game for me.
And the team play is coming out because I know that Jukebox did not get that pick all on his own. That Genji goes down first, and then Cash is going to follow up with the kill on a Mew Mew as well. So it is just going to be the heals of Andy as of right now, which is enough when you're playing in your spawn. UT Dallas is going to back off just a little bit. And, you know, it's all good. Everyone's getting their ult charge, and we're just poking.
Yeah, and really close to the grab already on Abdallah. He could probably charge it up this next fight. He's even still pretty high energy, so they're just going to try to repel and stall out until they can get this grab, and then try to combo that. But Petal is going to fall to Hollow already.
There's the initial pick, and Andy already has the Kitsune Rush available as well, and is going to use that ASAP. UT Dallas pushing the Utah Utes back into their spawn and not managing to kill them actually came back to bite them, as look at Look at No Sam just finding 3 kills right there. Absolutely insane. Is going to continue to chase Petal as well and find that stagger. So, I mean, UT Dallas getting forward spawn here except for Petal, who is going to get second point, as UT Dallas doesn't even have a chance to try to contest this.
Yeah, they are going to have Grav and Kitsune for this next fight, so it's going to be a pretty winnable fight, but 5 minutes is quite a long time to defend, but we know how notoriously hard to push the second point can be.
Its second point is notoriously one-sided. It's either going to be one-sided in defense favor or one-sided on attack, because I have seen games where I don't even recognize that the point is being pushed, but this is not going to be one of them, as both grabs come out as well as the Kitsune, and it is trades back and forth. Both teams down 2. It is a 3v3. These Genjis duking it out in the corner. Cash not able to find that last shuriken on Skyward, who, you know, kind of limps back away towards spawn, but is going to get healed back up with no sweat on his brow. Really good hold by UT Dallas there, because once the momentum starts on the second point, it's really hard to stop. Yeah,
definitely really hard to stop, especially when, you know, the enemy has a, or when the attackers have a Sojourn ult coming up on Hollow, who has been a terror in this map so far.
But Petal heard Sojourn ult and is now going to be moving in here, finding the headshot onto Skyward, chipping down poor Andy. Very low. Andy's still getting low, getting pressured by Abdallah. I mean, yeah, it's going to end up falling there. It is 3 men left for the Utes, and UT Dallas just going to push through Hotel and come all the way through onto this side. Poor Mew Mew has respawned, but
yeah,
it's dangerous.
UTD pushing Utah back into their spawn. It's great to see. This is what I was wanting to see the whole time. Petal looking like the Petal we all know and love. He's just, you know, really turned on the aim labs today. Got his Kovacs in, and now he's back to form and pushing Utah back to their spawn.
Dragon Blade available for Skyward, decides not to use it as Hollow has popped the overclock. That is going to force UT Dallas back to the second corner of point for the time being. But 3 ults on the side of the Utes right now. This can be really big for the engage, and there it is. The Kitsune Dragon Blade is going to get caught in the grab, and the beat comes out from Jukebox. None of UT Dallas's men have fallen, but as soon as I say it, Sam finds the kill onto Petal. The beams on these Zarya is absolutely insane. Cash has popped the blade in the meantime and does manage to get the... Oh, sorry, that is Skyward. My brain sees Genji and thinks Cash. What can I say? But Sam actually did manage to find one last kill at that last moment.
Yeah, and a huge grab out from Abdallah. He stops the Dragon Blade in its push. They try to answer back with the Kitsune, but it doesn't actually end up winning them the fight. So that's 2 huge ults down for the side of Utah. That and the Genji ult. And they also lost, Dragon Blade, so that's 3 total. And Utah forced back. And, you know, UTD charging back up these ults. They still have the Kitsune. They're about to have the Sojourn ult. And so UTD is in a great position to defend this here. They are going to pop the Kitsune early into the fight and push forward.
Yep, we see the fight in the bookstore coming out, but it is going to fall in Abdallah's favor. Finds Sam, and with that, this poor Genji Skyward pushed into that back alley, and it's just not going to end well, and Tin going to find a cheeky little headshot onto Hollow as well. Just a little more respawn time for the poor Utes here.
Yeah, a fight in the library, and UTD did their studying today. They pushed them out, send them back to spawn, you know, give them a homework assignment while they're at it.
And the homework assignment is, how is Sam going to line up this grab, and is he going to use it before Abdallah managed to get the grab online for UT Dallas? I am not sure. The Zarya is duking it out, both with crazy beam charge right now. There is the first grab coming out, second grab coming out as well, but Sam and Hollow finding the kills. Abdallah not afraid to move in, though, finds 2 of his own, 3v3. I mean, look at these 2 Zaryas, look at the charge on this, but Abdallah has the support. It looks like UT Dallas has swapped to the attacker's side, and, well, they're on the hunt. They're on the attack at this point. It is, once again, a failed push for the Utes here.
Yeah, and Abdallah goes absolutely massive that fight. Pops the grab and picks off the Sojourn and the Kiriko. Crucially, you know, with Lucio heals, you're not going to be able to get much healing out to the whole team. I mean, he's great at healing up everybody, but horrible at healing up just a Zarya fight. So UTD able to hold off for another push. You know, we started at 5 minutes. We're already down to 50 seconds. And Lucio ult's here, or almost here, and so is Kiriko ult.
Petal pops that ult. It is going to be answered with Skyward's Dragon Blade. Abdallah finding that first pick. Abdallah finding the second pick as well. Helped out by Jukebox using that beat. It is making UTD very bold, very brazen, and I mean, it is working. Look at these picks. Hollow is going to find Cash, but unfortunately for the Utes, Petal finding 2 heads of his own.
Yeah, UTD reflecting him great there, and they already have the Dragon Blade back, and they didn't even expend the Kitsune Rush. And they might even be able to charge grab. Who knows? It'd be pretty quick, but they might be able to.
Yeah.
Utah pushing with the Kitsune.
Ooh, there's the Kitsune Rush, and I mean, it just deletes Sam. Hollow is going to find that Sojourn Overclock kill onto Tin, so that is going to be main heals down for UT Dallas. Looks like Skyward has snuck around to the cart in the meantime, going to hit that contest, start the stall. But I mean, once again, Hollow falling to Petal. Dragon Blade moving in from Cash here, looking to find anything, but Kiriko is going to teleport away. Skyward finding one more pick onto Petal. Not a whole lot of heals left for UT Dallas. I mean, it is rough. The grab comes out, but it just doesn't quite have the impact that UT Dallas is looking for.
Yeah, and Utah able to actually get some push going here and might be able to cap it just when overtime starts. You know, they needed that pressure on them to get going, and the pressure came and they answered. They answered the phone call.
The pressure is on. Hollow has actually swapped to that Tracer, it looks like. So, I mean, nice little touch push, but now that he's capped, I mean, right back on the Sojourn. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, and Utah, I mean, still has their Zarya at 90 charge somehow, which is very impressive. And they're just going to be able to push a little bit more. They do have advantage on the grab charge, so they are going to be able to, you know, force their will onto UTD a little bit more than usual.
Kitsune going to instigate this fight here, and Skyward is going to find the initial pick. Andy, look at everyone finding their counterparts on the enemy team. Andy going to break that streak by killing Juke, though. And even though there's 60 seconds on the clock, the Utes are sitting pretty.
Yeah, sitting pretty. Didn't have to pop anything other than the Kitsune Rush. And Petal is going to come up with the Sojourn ult, so we're going to see if they're able to actually answer here. You know, 46 seconds, a good fight can end it right here, but the grab is going to get popped.
Yep, there is the grab. Unfortunately, Tin just not quite able to survive it. Hollow is going to find a kill as well, but Petal, you know, punching Skyward to death. It's just not quite enough when your Kiriko is dead, though. I mean, Jukebox going to touch for as long as he can, use the beat. Tin is back. That Kiriko TP through the wall makes her a really fast respawn on this map. Abdallah on that Diva just for the touch, and Cash is going to swap to the Tracer as well. But UT Dallas, it is rough going for them right now. They are in panic mode, and unfortunately, I'm not sure they're going to be able to stop. They may be able to stall to OT, though. That's not quite the case. 9 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah,
for the
all
Utes.
things considered, 9 seconds left on a full push is decent. You know, you'd like to stop them. You know, we wish UTD would have stopped them on the second point, maybe even the first. But 9.6 seconds, considering how fast they took the first point, is pretty good. You know,
Absolutely.
That's not something to be too sad about. You know?
Yeah, if they're starting payload with 5 minutes and then they end with 9 seconds, that's essentially a win of its own. You know.
I wonder what the elimination score is right now, because I'm sure UTD is just like dwarfing Utah. I mean, Utah won like 4 fights that map.
Yeah.
So you know, Utah did a good job of winning the fights when they needed to and using their advantage when they were able to. But UTD reflecting pretty well there.
Yeah, absolutely great defense. And I'm excited to see that same, because, you know, we saw some really aggro play despite them being on defense. So I'm excited to see how that's going to translate to the actual attack now. Hopefully they can find that same time bank that the Utes did, because I'm sure the Utes are not going down without swinging.
Yeah, definitely not. These guys have come to play. Skyward is performing incredibly well on this Genji. Very much so seeing why it's a meta pick. He's always in the backline and just always applying pressure to Petal and just really choking this guy out, making sure he's not able to actually really get into the fights.
Not to mention, Skyward seems to be anywhere there is a low member of UT Dallas. I mean, no matter where on the map they are, somehow Skyward is there, dash in hand, and just ready to kind of finish off that kill.
Yeah, we'll see how this push goes for UTD. They're just going to try to take it fast and chunk out these guys in the backline and see if they can let Cash go in to do what he does best.
Yep, Sam gonna be playing behind the statue initially, but Petal finding that initial pick onto Hollow, charges up that railgun, and it is, I mean, that is gonna be hard defense to play. Poor Sam still behind the statue here. Does get cleansed, does use bubble inside statue here. Petal getting very low, but luckily Tin is there, healing him right back up. Gonna find that kill. Mew Mew did manage to kill Cash, but unfortunately Cash is not the DPS of the moment in this play. And with that, UT Dallas pushing onto this point very quickly. That being said, there is enough time, enough space for the Utes to possibly recontest.
Yeah, UTD is doing a good job creating that space. Getting that pick, just that stagger onto Andy is huge there. They are going to be able to cap this point. There aren't going to be any staggers that he can really get. Andy does get the bad spawn, but since he's playing Kiriko, he can just shift out. So UTD is going to get the initial push of this fairly easily. they are going to be able to play around the corner and, you know, take the ideal fight for them. And as far as ults go, UTD is in a pretty advantageous position because they won, but they are behind on the Kitsune rush. Andy did a great job building that charge.
Yeah, Andy's main heel Kiriko is just absolutely going nuts right now. Always has Kitsune in hand for, it seems, every fight. I mean, first ult to be charged every round so far. So excited to see how they're going to re-engage with this. Playing underneath, Tin gets the Kitsune as well.
Yeah, and UTD has their ults coming up really quick too, so this fight's going to be huge. Skyward does get the initial pick, but the grab is going to be popped for UTD. The cleanse coming out from Andy, and it looks like, oh my gosh, UTD is trading it back, but Skyward's going back in. He's getting 2 of his own. We got a 2v2 here. Oh my gosh.
No way. That was insane. The pace of that fight, it was, you know, it was UTD's fight, and then it was the Utes fight, and then it was UTD's fight, and then Skyward dashed in, and I mean, absolutely saved that push. Very well played by the DPS of the Utah Utes. I mean, look at the ultimate economy here. It was just the Kitsune rush used for the Utes, whereas Abdallah also threw grab in for UT Dallas. There is the blade coming out, going to be responded to by Jukebox's beat though. Grab follows soon though. I mean, it's a lot of damage coming out, but Petal does manage to find that pick onto Skyward, so that is a lot of pressure taken off of UT Dallas. I know the Juke is dead, but Kiriko is still alive. The beat coming out just allowing the Utes to get a little more aggressive, pushing for Abdallah pushed back into Bookstore and ultimately killed there.
Yeah, but very crucial kill by Petal onto Skyward there, because Skyward was one swing away from just cleaving UTD and taking out 3 members at the exact same time, and he just barely does not get that last swing. So a huge pick there, but unfortunately Utah still just has the beat, so they're able to just finish off that fight.
Yeah, Jukebox riding this wall, kind of checking out where things are a little bit, but everyone is going to have to fall back to Bookstore. I mean, Hollow moving in with this charged railgun. It is dangerous, but, you know, ultimately fended off. UTD managed to not lose any men on that ultimate, so that is a really good for their economy.
Yeah, and I don't know if UTD knows this, but they have the perfect time to fight right now. They have the 2 ult advantage. He is going to pick up the Zarya, and he's going to go onto the Lucio. Cash picking up 2. The Sojourn dip is here as Petal picks up Hollow, and UTD is going to be able to push and get so much space here. They might even be able to cap. I think Utah can get back in time, but they did most of the work that they needed to do.
The Dragon Blade was absolutely massive. Cash definitely showing that there are 2 DPS on the side of UT Dallas, and it's not just Petal's game, you know? Everyone loves to see the hit scan, but when the Dragon Blade comes out, you know, it's Cash's time to shine. That was the absolute momentum that UT Dallas needs, and they're going to use Kitsune. It's going to be responded to by Andy as well. The grab has come out from Abdallah, though, and Petal is going to plow for Mew Mew. I mean, unfortunately, Tin and Abdallah going to go down, so it looks like the Utes have managed to change this in their favor. Once again, Skyward finding a double dash kill right at the end there, and UT Dallas, despite almost capping, just did not quite happen. Still have 2 minutes on the clock, though. You know, anyone's game.
2 minutes, and Petal's ult sounds like enough time for some fun. But UTD here is going to be able to regroup just in time. They are going to have to go against Skyward's Dragon Blade, which has been pretty menacing so far. But they should be able to answer it with the Lucio ult if they're able to charge it up in time, which is still possible this fight. It would be later into the fight that we see that come out, but it's still definitely possible.
Yeah, Petal has... Okay, the grab has come out. Petal's still not using the overclock quite yet. Skyward, though, dashing in, doing so much damage, finding the shurikens. Unfortunately, is going to be taken down by Abdallah, but not before doing a lot of damage to UT Dallas' backline. But it's never over because Cash is coming back with a Genji of his own. I mean, still on this point, it is just him. He's going to push it, you know, a centimeter or so, but every little bit matters.
It's a game of inches here in Overwatch, and Cash is taking as many as he can get. The Dragon Blade is online for Utah here, as well as the Sojourn ult for Petal. And so it is going to be huge. Who can pick who? It's going to be whether he can deflect it in time or not.
There is Petal's ultimate coming out. Jukebox doesn't quite have the beat, though, so unfortunately the pressure from the Dragon Blade is going to be enough. UT Dallas getting a little nervous here, but the beat is used to re-engage here. The beat also coming out from Mew, but not in time to save Sam, so that means that the Utes are down 1 man as of right now. The cleanse has come out from Tin. Unfortunately, Cash is going to end up falling, but Abdallah finds the Lucio, so there are no heals on the side of the Utes as of right now, using that grab to zone off, and I think UT Dallas is in fact going to be able to cap this point.
Yeah, and Zarya is scary, but Zarya with 2 heals, with their only focus being keeping the Zarya alive, is extra scary. and they are going to try to push back, and they are going to cap the point, already pushing onto this third point. I don't think the DPS from UTD got the good spawns, but they are here. Petal is going to fall, so they're just going to try to push Abdallah off. But he has those heals so close in that spawn, but he is still going to fall. Andy picking up the kill, and they are going to clean up Jukebox too. So UTD pushed all the way back into the spawn to regroup and try again.
I really like that ult from Hollow. That was great for pacing because even though, you know, UTD capped the point, it wasn't about, you know, stopping that. It was about getting rid of Abdallah's charge was a big thing, and then also just like slowing UTD down before they managed to kind of get that momentum that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, and the Kitsune rush up, but Cash is going to pick up Skyward, so they're going to instantly pop the Kitsune rush and go forward as fast as possible. Tinspire hitting 2 instant headshots, and they are going to trade back Petal, but UTD still pushing forward with the Kitsune. The grab does get traded.
The grab came out, but unfortunately Tin had already used that cleanse, so there's not much you can do in there. Cash trying to get back to spawn, but you can't deflect the Zarya beam, unfortunately. Both Kitsune rushes keep coming out at the same time, and it seems that the Utes just are finding a lot more utility in it.
Yeah, definitely a lot of utility, especially that grab there, locking UTD down and allowing... I mean, Andy has been great, but even just those right clicks in there have been like crazy. This guy is like a third DPS for Utah. This guy is going absolutely berserk.
Ooh, Sam dropping a little low there, but it's no sweat, you know, gets healed right back up. Skyward is on this off angle, but Cash gonna dive in with the Dragon Blade, finds one on Hollow, slicing, dicing. Cash, I'm sorry, that's not Cash, that's Petal, but Cash gets the second pick anyways, and UT Dallas is gonna be able to move in off that team kill. I mean, it might be the Utes' turn to scrabble around and kind of panic out of spawn. Not quite, not quite. We still got this last corner to turn, but you know, UT Dallas once again looking comfortable.
Yeah, and they have 3 ults coming online here, hoping to pop them. Okay, the Petal ult coming out as soon as possible, trying to pump down as fast as they can. Gonna pick up the Zarya. That's huge.
Wow, second pick onto Hollow as well. The Zarya, the Sojourn, those are the big pressure appliers on the side of the Utes here. Beat coming down, just manages to save Mew Mew. Look at the Doomfist swap, just wants to touch that point. Abdallah killing Mew Mew, killing Skyward. Petal finding Andy. I mean, the beat from Juke comes down, and poor Sam just gets absolutely melted. UT Dallas is in overtime, but they still manage to cap. And look at that, 9-second difference.
9-second difference does not mean much, which is great here for UTD. Because yeah, I mean, it's just the way that the push works is if you cap, the time doesn't matter anyways, because you know, it's going to be overtime no matter what. So you know, especially how long it takes for that payload to come out of that garage. I mean, a minute 9, they are essentially the same. This is just redoing the same thing, but with more stakes, more pressure, and hopefully UTD is there to answer that pressure.
Both teams have about 2 fights in this time bank. If a fight is about 30 seconds, then, you know, as you said, sitting in the exact same time bank here. So UT Dallas once again on the attack, as is custom in the overtimes. But, I mean, the defense kind of crumbled pretty quickly for the Utes last time, so hopefully they were able to slow UTD down a little bit more, because once you start rolling in overtime, especially on streets, it is so hard to stop that and contest, you know?
Yeah, and on that attack, the reason that UTD was able to win that first fight is because Zarya Abdallah was able to split the Utah defense. So half of Utah's team went back behind the left room. I don't know what to call it, the hotel. And the Zarya crucially went behind the statue. So they got split, and then UTD was able to just angle that into killing somebody on the left and just winning the fight just off that alone.
Yep. That was wonderful analysis of it. I mean, yeah, poor Sam just didn't have anywhere to go, anyone to turn to, and ultimately, you know, crumbled a little bit. UT Dallas moving in once again. Sam looking like they've learned their lesson a little bit more. Andy dropping really low, but it is ultimately Petal that is going to be the first to fall. This is going to be the first of UT Dallas's 2 fights that they have to attempt this fight. So, I mean, Juke and Abdallah either die now or get out.
Yeah, get out or die as fast as possible is the general mantra there, and they are going to try to get out as fast as possible. But
Cleanse.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, cleanse used really early by Andy there, so that is going to open the door for UT Dallas just a little bit. I mean, Abdallah looking pretty low, but getting healed up using that cleanse from Tin as well. A lot of damage coming out from both sides, and Hollow, despite being half HP, is going to find the headshot onto Abdallah. That is going to be absolutely massive in slowing down UT Dallas's push. I'm not even sure they're going to be able to touch here. Jukebox flying in, but it's not quite enough. Gets booped off, and UT Dallas 0 tick. I mean, this is going to have to be a hard defense from them.
Yeah, UTD going to be playing for the tie here. Utah is not letting any mistakes like that happen again. They have a pretty airtight defense there. We saw some low HP bars. Hollow was playing a little bit risky.
I was nervous. I mean, I was nervous for a minute.
Yeah, but then he just flies up into the air and picks off Abdallah, and that is it. But I was really liking UTD's really fast reattempt there. Their re-aggro was so quick, and Abdallah did fall low, but I think that's what he kind of had to do there. I mean, you have to just keep applying that pressure and looking for those holes in the defense, and unfortunately, Utah playing watertight defense there.
Skyward on this Widow, just hoping to find somebody's head right out of spawn. Because, if they get that one pick, then unfortunately for UT Dallas, it is just over. But I'm pretty sure UT Dallas has played enough Kings Row games to know that someone is on that Widowmaker.
Yeah, especially if he's peeking. I don't know if he is or not.
It's the supports.
Yeah.
They're faking the Widowmaker. It's all mind games. They're playing 4D chess right now.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's new with Overwatch 2, but I know in Overwatch 1 you could see the enemy's composition as soon as they picked it, I think, or after a certain delay you could see it.
It was after a delay. I believe it was a 10-second delay after the spawn doors opened.
Yeah, and then now with Overwatch 2, I think you have to see them before you know that they switch or something like that. So there used to be a play where you would not be on Widow and then switch on to Widow after a certain amount of time, but now it's just come out off the rip on the Widow and see if you can get something.
The fight slowly starting, the poke phase coming out. Abdallah dropping to about half. I mean, the cleanse already been used. Petal is so low, but so are most of the Utes. It's still anyone's game. Everyone restabilizing, taking a deep breath. But look at the beams on these Zaryas already.
Yeah, those are some very wide beams, but UTD barely missing out on picking up Sam there. And there is going to be this fight around the statue. Hollow's going to be trying to angle around. He was getting harassed a little bit there, but he manages to get out. And UTD backing up a little bit to Hotel, but now they are going to re-aggro onto this statue. The Zarya beam huge. Sam taken down really low.
Wow, I mean, I do not know how they haven't killed Sam yet. I mean, look at Andy's charge, though. That is how they haven't killed Sam yet. Kiriko working overtime, already has this Kitsune, and with that, the Utes are going to move in. Jukebox did manage to find Mew Mew, so, I mean, that is a one-man advantage for UT Dallas, but Kitsune is online, pushing Sam onto the point, and Sam is there to stay. It looks like Abdallah is so low, is ultimately going to fall. Only 6% from grab. The headshot coming out from Petal, but is it going to be enough? Hollow has found one. Petal, there it is. Petal with the hero play, but it's not quite enough. Andy going to find that headshot. Cash still here. It is a Genji 1v1 on the point, but Skyward ultimately going to find the kill, and that is GG's.
Oh my gosh, what
There's
a
no
barn
way,
burner.
dude. There's no way.
Dude, some crazy clutch plays from both teams there. A little sad that UT doesn't win that, but a great fight at the end there. That made it worth it.
Oh my god, the hero play from Petal. We were so close. I could taste it. I mean, huge plays from both teams, but we're a little bit biased. I think we're allowed to be a little bit biased.
Yeah, very sad that he doesn't pull that out. I know he's going to be thinking about that a lot this night.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm going to wake up in a cold sweat at like 3 a.m. and be like, "Oh my god, what if Andy didn't hit that shuriken, not shuriken, hello? Kunai, thank you. My brain's not working. I'm still thinking about that play. But GG's to the Utes, man. That was some wonderful Overwatch, let me tell you.
Yeah, that was a very good, very good second map there. UTD played pretty damn well. So did Utah. The offense or the defense from UTD on that second point, or on that second defense, looked very good. Yeah. It's just that Andy charged up that Kitsune rush so quick, and just you open that one hole in the system, and then it all falls apart.
I mean, if I had to pick like a game MVP for these games, I think it had to be Andy.
Yeah,
because the speed at which they were charging Kitsune was just absolutely unmatched by UT Dallas. Yeah. They had it in their back pocket to respond to any Kitsune rush that would come out from Tin, but they also had it in their back pocket to initiate any fights that the Utes were feeling that they needed to initiate. Yeah,
it was a well fought game by UTD. We said it's a game of margins, and I think it's pretty safe to say that Utah marginally won that map.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, UTD did not lose because they played poorly. They played so well, but the Utes, as you said, just played a fraction better. Yeah. And that's what it comes down to. That's what makes these games so good.
Yeah, and that is a 0-2. UTD does lose, Utah wins. So UTD is now 6-4 in OWCC, and Utah is now 8-2.
8-2. Yes.
Yeah, 8-2.
That'll be Utah. I mean, playing super well. They've always been a great team. Always been a team to watch out for. But it was a pleasure playing against them today. I can tell you that much.
That was a fun game.
Yeah, that's going to be all we have for you guys tonight. It was a best of 3, so we're only going to be showing those 2 games. But, join the Discord, follow us on Twitch. You'll be able to see any of our future games and any other games if you're not just into Overwatch. We also have Valorant, League, anything that you may be in the mood for.
Yep.
So make sure you check out our socials. Thank you guys so much for sticking around with us. I've been Crow.
I've been Max.
And we're going to see you guys soon. Stay warm and have a great rest of your weekend.